So you took your mom and dad. Y'all took your mom and dad to eat at Dillard's last weekend.
Nice.
Very nice.
How was that? Do you do a breakfast or do you do a lunch?
Breakfast.
Yeah. How do they do breakfast? Is it pretty good?
Same way.
Oh yeah, it's
They just keep bringing you stuff.
it's
Buffet
style.
Yeah, family style.
Family. There you go, family
Yeah.
style.
I've only been there at dinner and I hate it.
Well, it's the only problem is it's very expensive.
Yeah. What, like $30 a person?
$25.99 or $25.69.
Yeah, but see, the thing about it is, if you like country ham and you eat that whole bowl of country ham, they say, we bring you some more.
Yeah.
And they'll bring it just as long as you eat it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, you can get
bacon,
your
sausage,
So
links,
fellas like y'all,
eggs, grits.
y'all can make this work.
Mm-hmm.
Now, but people like me and Earl, it makes it tough.
I spent $42 on breakfast.
Yeah.
Did I eat a lot? Yeah. Did I bring a little thing home and have supper with it one night? Yeah, but that's still $21.
Well, now they
on
let
meal.
you take stuff home.
Yeah, once they bring it to your table,
Yeah.
now they would probably frown upon it if you said, "Bring me some to-go boxes." Oh, and another
Another
dish
round.
of,
Yeah. So that's why you
country
got to ask
ham.
for the other. You got to ask for that last round.
So, in other
first.
words, you had real
no
big
good
pockets
dang well you ain't gonna eat.
when you went.
Well, no, I got the to-go box, and I brought a sausage biscuit, 2 pieces of bacon, 2 pieces of country ham, and two of them little muffins home.
Oh, yeah.
So I think about Wednesday night or something, Tuesday night, I don't remember what night. That's what I had for supper.
There you go.
So I did get it, and then the bad thing about it was went there, spent $42 for breakfast because we bought Mom and Daddy's because it was Daddy's birthday. That's why it was that
nice.
much more expensive.
How old was he?
84.
84 years
Very
old.
nice.
All right, so I'm down at the lake, just about to wrap up, what I can do, and Jared calls me and says, the wife and kids have gone to some volleyball tournament or something. You want to eat supper together? I said, yeah, I'm down at the lake right now. It'll take me a little while. He said, well, why don't we go to the galley down at Portland Marine?
Ah.
So went down there and had prime rib, which was another $35. But again,
But it was good.
I brought enough home to have another meal
Yeah.
Monday night or
So it's
whatever night.
$17 a meal. So that wasn't so bad.
So hold on. So you went family style for breakfast on Sunday.
Oh, Saturday
Yeah. And then what day did you go prime ribbon?
night.
Yeah, there we go. So
I
$100 later.
$100 later, and
But you ain't got to eat for 2 weeks, do you?
yeah, no, I'm
Earl hadn't eaten anything since.
I ain't bought another meal since.
Well, the reason I ask about that is we didn't have the podcast. All right.
Yeah.
So, normally, I just hang around here and do, stuff, my laundry, like you do. But these two right here, no. We going over to Simpsonville.
We did. I don't think we've done a podcast since we started. So I'm trying to lose fat, or pounds of fat.
You need a hide-a-bed.
Yeah, I need somewhere to store it. So what has happened is we are, JJ, who's been on the podcast before, and I are trying to hold each other accountable to not be so fat. So
Some may call it a diet.
yeah,
Y'all don't call it that. It's a bad word, ain't
I
it?
wouldn't call it that.
I just, my thing is I want my shirts to fit better.
Conscious eating.
Yeah. So what the scale says really doesn't bother me as long as my shirts fit good. I'd like to be able to go into Belk and say, hey, I like that shirt. I'm going to get it. Instead of having to
they have
find the
your
damn
size.
big and tall section and being like, hey.
We only got the XXX.
Yeah.
That's as high as we go.
And it's orange.
Yeah. It's orange with flames on the back. I'm like,
I
nah.
hope you like it.
Yeah. So we're doing that. So I go every week and weigh in, right? Because we want to keep the same scale, and it'd probably be more cost effective if I just bought the same scale instead of spending gas every week. But anyway.
Neither here nor there.
So we go and we hang out most of the day, and then decided we were going to pick up dinner, food, nourishment to bring home to Carrie and Naomi. Grabbed the food up. On the way home, JJ's got a parcel of land that's on the way, and we've never seen it. And we're like, hey, we'll stop by and just say, hey, real quick, the way the food don't get super cold. So we stopped by, and basically all hell broke loose.
Is he building a house on this land now?
He is. He's building him a house.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask.
Yes.
Is it just vacant land, or
No, he's building him a house. Got a nice little farm. I don't know.
Beginning of a farmstead type.
Yeah, I don't know what they're farm. I know they're going to farm flowers.
Yep.
And then they're also going to have. I heard somebody say something about goats. Maybe he can confirm. He'll probably be on the podcast.
Well, you
next
can't
week or
have
the next
goats
week.
and flowers on the same farm. That ain't gonna work.
Yeah,
Two
it ain't gonna
separate-
work.
Separate
Yeah.
fields,
You're gonna
I
need
think.
these sproutable fences there.
Yes. So they've got, so anyway, there is a side
Now,
by
wait a second. Let me just.
yeah.
Now, I got all this in my head from what they told me, see.
Yeah.
Now that's
They
an
headed
issue.
back from Simpsonville and say, hey, let's just stop by JJ's land, look around
Yeah,
and
say
everything.
hey and
Yeah, swing
You know.
by.
yeah, breeze
quick,
by.
Quick visit.
The plan was to be there no longer than 10 minutes. Take a look around, say hey, say I'll see you next week, and dip out.
Let them know we had food. Not
Yeah.
trying to be real. We just do. We have food. We got to go.
And we were there for probably 10 minutes. It worked,
Yep. The timeline was immaculate. We stuck to the time card.
The idea of just swinging by, saying hey, taking a look around, and then leaving didn't really pan out that way. We get there, and
Part of this reason we don't go with them a whole lot of places. You'll find out
Okay.
why.
yeah.
This is a pretty good reason.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
So we, our JJ's son is 14, and he has
One of them.
he has another one that's older than that. They're brothers.
Oh,
That's what they call those, I think.
oh man, I'm learning stuff here.
They have a side-by-side ATV. You're familiar with?
Oh,
you
yeah.
know. Okay, it has a little bed on it. It's nice.
2-seater.
Out of bed,
Yeah, no, you
No.
can see this one.
your regular bed.
Yeah,
Yeah, this one's like an out in the open bed.
Oh, okay.
Seeable bed.
That's it. And so as soon as we get there, our little cousin's like, "Hey, Josh, let's go for a ride on the thing." Yes. So anyway,
So that's that's what we get started doing, going for a ride in this ATV. And I haven't been on a 4-wheeler or ATV in many moons since I was a teenager. So at least 6, probably 10 years almost. So hop in this ATV, and it's like a car, just because it's got the little door on the side, it's got the actual seat belt. So I hop in, I'm like, man, this is cool. I've always wanted one of these. This would be interesting. And so we get in there.
as
and
soon as they take off,
Yeah, he's super excited. So I put my seatbelt on like a good rider.
yep.
And
As soon as I'm standing there talking to JJ, they're in the side by side getting ready to. As soon as they hit the gas, JJ says, "Man, he scares the shit out of me on that thing."
Then it's too late to stop.
yeah, it was an omen. Yeah, I know what you're wondering. It was. Yeah, yeah, it was. So we take off, and I would imagine
30 yards.
Yeah, we made it 25 to 30 yards, and I don't think he had been driving with a passenger a lot, especially a passenger my size.
Yeah.
So we're going
They
pretty
put-
hot, slant.
Proceed to take a left turn, egregiously too sharp.
I'm on the right side.
Physics.
So you figured it'd
science.
work out.
Science happens,
Yeah.
things
You know
move.
exactly what happened. So we
Gravity.
flipped the ATV.
So it rolls on its side and then somehow flips end over end one time.
Yeah, so it was wild.
And they come to land on the driver's side against the ground, and Josh is now hanging above our small cousin by this seatbelt.
And if the seatbelt fails, it'll crush him to death.
Yeah. He survived. Everyone survived the wreck.
Just fine.
Yeah.
And that was the craziest part. Right after it happened, I was trying to get my bearings. Jarrett, I think, was either laughing or giggling, and
Crying.
I was hanging. Well, he could have been crying. I think he was fine though. I think he was laughing.
Josh did a good job of protecting him, though, because in the wreck, Josh made sure to reach over and grab Jarrett's head and just hold it so
Caress
he
it.
wouldn't, like,
Well, it's like a helmet.
Yeah.
Hand helmet.
It's like a hand- yeah.
I was like, hey, don't go nowhere.
like when you have a
Cranium.
baby that its head's not formed correctly,
It
you know?
still flops around a little bit.
Yeah,
you
you
just
gotta
gotta
hold
work
it.
so
It's
good.
like clay, you got to push the pedal and let it,
Yeah, you got to
and then
form.
just mold it.
I had to make sure he wasn't going to get deformed.
Yes.
So we do that. We hit the ground. We come land on this side. I'm hanging now from the seatbelt.
Mm-hmm.
In my chair.
Hold on before you go on. This is because we didn't have a podcast.
I understand. It's my fault.
So-
I'm with you.
So I'm hanging. I'm just chilling, hanging out, and he's below me, and I'm like, hey, you okay? Your head good? Your neck good? You feel anything wrong with you? He says no. I'm like, okay, sweet. He's good. Everything's good. And so I feel fine. I'm hurting just because I'm.
You're hanging from the seatbelt.
Yeah, I was hanging out, and I said, okay, you get up. stand up, and then you got to help me undo the seatbelt, because if I do it right now, I'm gonna fall on you and I'm gonna crush you. And the fact that you're fine right now wouldn't make it okay if I hurt you. Like if he was already hurt, that could be one thing. Like, oh man, it
wouldn't mind it,
it wasn't Josh.
Gonna hurt a little more. Hang on.
Here I come.
Just an extra bruise or two. But since he was fine, I had to make sure we did it by the book. So he gets out, undoes my seatbelt. I get up, we pop out. And we're kind of giggling, I mean, that's not.
Now they're
funny.
standing on the ground in the cab of this side by side.
Yeah,
and they're kind of giggling about it. And
so
now
I pop out of the cab. Jarrett's still standing in the cab, I think, and like a little caged animal.
Yeah,
And so we get out, and we're not like laughing, but we're kind of like in a jovial mood because we should be hurt and we're not.
Yes.
Yeah,
Survive.
it's one of those things where your adrenaline's going and. So
we're making our way down there to assess the situation, make sure everybody's okay, and
we were fine.
Yeah, everything was fine. There's a pack of dogs that they have that was following us, and I guess they're coming to check and make sure everything's cool too. So me and JJ get down there, and we, everybody's checking on. Like, you good? You okay? You hurt? And everybody's like, no, we're good. So me and Josh proceed to tip this thing back up. And which seems to be happening a lot here lately. Tipped up a golf cart, tipped up an ATV.
Yeah, I'm gonna need stuff to quit falling.
I'm gonna tip over a cow soon, I bet. And then pick it up.
Yeah, then tip it back up.
I just kidding.
That's the downside to it.
So we're
That's not to mention this how to bed.
yeah, good point. Yeah,
we got to tip.
Do you like this? We'll get to that later. So we're getting ready to lift this thing back on its wheels, and Josh and I are picking it up, and we get it
tilted.
Yeah, we get it flat, and
back the way it should be, sitting on all its wheels.
So now I'm kind of holding it, and Josh is kind of holding it from the back because there's no brake on. So I'm like, hey, Jared, hop in here and put the brake on so it doesn't roll away. Mm-hmm. And then almost simultaneous as that's happening, one of the dogs decides, hey, you might have hurt my
boy.
You might have hurt my boy. Yeah. So
So what happened is I'm standing on the back of the bucket, and I'm leaned up against the bed of this ATV, and I see a bolt of a little furry thing coming at me through the corner of my eye. I'm like, okay, well what is that? And I thought it was a bear at first. Turns out it was a dog. Yeah. And so when I realize it's a dog, I'm not as worried. I'm like, okay, he's probably just being crazy because they got all this land, they're running around, they're having a good time, they're being dogs.
But you should have been.
I should have been more aware. Yeah, I'm normally very observant, and that's what happens. You
were addled. You were addled due to the incident.
You get caught slipping. Your adrenaline gets going.
If it had been a bear,
your heart rate.
I think it turned out better, wouldn't it?
Maybe
if it had been a bear.
Yeah, it might have been. Well,
we could have called a bear.
We could have called a bear and probably had a cool rug afterwards.
Yo.
But it wasn't. It was a dog.
Yep.
So the dog was
them
running
dog
towards
rugs
me.
shit like heck.
And so I'm standing there, and next thing I know, I feel something hit my leg, and it turns me around because it was coming pretty fast, and I realized it was the dog. And so I say, he didn't just come over here and try to hit stick me like a football player. He probably tried to bite me, and then I felt my leg. And, I felt a little pain in it. And I was like, okay, well, that's weird. So he hits me, turns around. He keeps going. So he doesn't, snarl me, doesn't, hop on me, doesn't,
He just darting up the driveway now.
Yeah, straight, run, hit, gone. And so I'm still, wondering what happened. But I knew he got me somehow. I was like, oh, he got me, I think is what I said.
That's exactly what you said.
Oh, he got me. And so I'm hopping. And I'm like, oh, man. So I feel my leg. I go down. I have sweatpants on at the time. And I feel my leg, and I push on my leg, and it goes like that a little, like that. So I was like, uh-oh, that's something.
So then the conversation goes, Josh is now hopping.
Yep.
And he says, oh, he got me. Mm-hmm. And I said, he bit you? He said, yeah, he got me good. And I said, yeah. And I thought maybe Josh is still just.
It was a drive-by bite. That's what it was.
It was a drive bite.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Yeah.
And basically, I'm thinking, it just kind of startled him, kind of, nipped at him, whatever, and
scared me. He thought I was scared.
Yeah.
Which
so
I
now
was.
Josh is hobbling toward the truck, and he saes, "We got to go to urgent care." And I said, "Shit."
Yep.
Where did you bury him?
Well, he
ran off is what he did.
Yeah. We are now in the mode of, okay, I don't know where anything
Y'all still
is.
hadn't looked at his leg, though, or
Near here.
nothing?
Nope.
No.
Well,
We're getting to
Oh,
the
you had.
truck.
I had pulled it up and looked at it.
Okay.
Caleb wasn't aware of what the situation was at the time.
So we get in the truck, and I'm looking up while I'm reversing down a gravel driveway of where the nearest urgent care is. Unfortunately, there wasn't one close by. The closest one was about 25 minutes away, and it was a hospital. So
They care for you urgently there, too.
yeah, and I knew how to get to this one. So I said, well, we'll go to this one. I probably over-exaggerated because I don't know about trauma or mild trauma or like
He ain't first aid certified.
no.
You know what I'm saying?
And so at this time, Josh has now put his foot on the dash and has his pant leg up, and I can see that there's a pretty decent-sized gaping wound in his leg.
There's a little puncture.
Yeah.
A puncture wound.
I think you're underselling it. It was a puncture wound for sure, but a little puncture wound's about like that, you know.
Oh, yeah, it
maybe
wasn't
that-
like an ice
and
pick
deep.
puncture wound. It was more
It was
like a
It was like about that long.
side of a brick.
Was it like a slab of ham just hanging off?
It was like
That was the other way, actually.
yeah.
Ah.
It was like
Pushed
if you
in.
had a Christmas ham and you just whacked it with a hammer. That's what it
Yeah,
would look
that-
like.
that's actually a really that's a good analogy there.
Yeah,
A hammer.
but then a lot of blood just coagulating down his furry legs.
yeah,
So now I see that and I'm like, well, shit, we probably should get there faster than
normal.
yeah. So
yeah. So it wasn't bleeding too bad, but I wanted to, not relish. Is that the word, Earl? Is that the adjective? Relish the situation.
No, I don't think relish. Relish is something.
That
Okay, I,
That
did, I
goes on
wanted
your
to
hot
take
dog.
advantage of the situation by showing that, see, dumb, but I also wanted to show that I was smart because I was like, man, I could put a tourniquet on this leg, to keep the bleeding.
See, that may not have been a smart thing to do.
See, that's what I did, though, because it was bleeding a little bit, and I thought, hey, I'm going to stop this bleeding just in case,
So let me get this
So I
right.
did.
You was going to put a tourniquet on to stop all the blood from going down below your knee.
No, not all of it. It wasn't that tight.
Oh,
you
just
ain't
some
trying
of
to
it.
cut off the circulation all the way.
I didn't have no toe straps or like real long rubber bands in there to make
so
it
I
real
used-
tight.
I used my pants.
Yeah.
I used my sweatpants.
And it
Because I
worked.
had shorts on under that. So
It worked.
yeah, so we're flying down the highway.
We're flying down back roads,
Yeah, Caleb.
2-lane back roads.
Yeah, Caleb made good time. It was a good. It was actually a good exercise.
Yeah.
In emergencies.
But now he was driving better than JJ's boy, I assume.
Yes.
Okay.
If not, we would have wrecked about 4 times on the way there.
Okay.
So that
Yeah.
would've,
We cut
that's-
the 20-minute that Google said it was going to take us down to 9. So
It was pretty good. It was
Yeah.
pretty good.
we did pretty decent right there. Then he gets in and they're he goes in the hospital or the emergency room, and
I hadn't been to one of these in a minute. Now, keep this in mind. I hadn't been to one of these in a minute.
especially during COVID times.
Yeah.
So he goes in with his mask on, and I'm just getting him out of the truck, and there's a security guard there. He's like, can't come in with him, until they get him in a room. Like, I don't give a shit, dog. I'm just making sure he gets in there, and then I'm going to go park this car. You can calm down.
Yeah, he was doing his job real well.
Yeah.
Or trying
Yeah.
to.
You didn't call him
know
Barney,
those
did
guys.
you?
No, I didn't. I was going to let him slide initially, but had I came back up and he gave me more shit, then we would have had an altercation. But so Josh gets in, and they're like, all right, go sit over there, and we'll get to you. And, after a while.
Yeah, fill in this half sheet of paper. We'll get to you when we get to you.
Yeah.
So I do that. I go grab the paper, sit down, and I'm like, man, this thing's, it's still bleeding.
Yeah.
Sends
Sends me a picture of it, and it's just bleeding down his leg. I'm
Yeah,
like,
I got a hospital chair, and then there's another row in front facing that way. So I just grab it, flip it around, set my foot in said chair. I'm just chilling there.
I said,
They
just
finally bring me over after about 5 minutes.
let it bleed. Let it get all over their floor. I mean, shit.
Nope,
Couldn't give you a gauze pad? Like,
nothing.
Not till we get this paperwork filled out.
evidently.
So they found out I had insurance, and they were real nice.
Oh, yeah.
So after that, things still didn't get better though.
No.
So they take all my info, and then I go sit back down, and then another lady comes, and she takes my insurance info, and then so 2 people now I've seen what I'm working with.
And you bleeding all this time.
Yeah, I'm bleeding all this time. And so the second lady leaves, and I see her about to walk back to the back room. And I'm like, hey, is there any way that I could get, some gauze to like put on this to, just sit on here? She said,
catch the blood.
yeah, just to stop this, stop this issue I got. She says, oh yeah, I didn't even think about it. Let me go get somebody to wrap it.
And that's when
Didn't
we
think
knew.
about it. I'm used to running the drive-through at McDonald's. This emergency care is new to me.
That's when I knew. I was like, man, if I don't ask for everything that I feel like I need, I probably ain't gonna get it.
Yeah,
So
it was.
It was fun. It was fun.
Well, they got him taken care of. They did it. It took probably 3.5 hours at the emergency room to get 7 stitches.
Yeah.
7?
Yep.
And
No, I think it's 8. I think it might be 8.
Eight,
all this started podcast time.
Sounds
And they
like-
called me about 7:30, 8 o'clock on the way home.
yeah,
I said, I thought you was going over just for a little while.
yeah,
Oh,
just
we
to
thought so
inform
too.
him, And then the best part is we called Mom to tell her, and Mom's gonna freak out.
Well, there's a certain way you go about telling your parents things when they go bad or go awry.
Yeah.
There's a certain way you go about it. And so we were trying to go about it the best way possible by saying, hey, look, we're fine.
Yeah, everything's totally fine
Everything's good. We're both healthy.
Yeah.
We're on the way home.
for the most part.
I'm all stitched up, blood stopped.
Yeah.
We're fine.
Yeah, healthy now.
But then they call me, and they don't do that to me. You know what?
No, we did get
They
him a
laughing
straight
like hell.
story.
You ain't gonna believe what
I don't
happened.
believe what.
My blood everywhere. Dog bit her, crashed the ATV.
But mom,
jump a ramp. No.
mom doesn't seem to believe us when we're talking.
She
about
didn't believe you. Cause that night,
Not at all.
Whatever night that was, I said, did you talk to Josh in case? Yeah. I said, they all right? She said, oh, well, I think they're messing with me. I said, what? You do? I said, I don't think so. I think Josh got bit by a dog, or I don't know what happened.
The only reason we believe that she didn't believe us, because when we were getting off the phone, she said, okay, well, be careful coming home and make sure you wash your finger. So evidently she, from what we told, she picked up that a dog bit Josh's finger.
Yeah, now granted, she could have been just waking up,
Yeah.
because she, at the time of day, she works there, so it could be just waking up.
Yep.
So, but from that, she thought that I got bit on the finger by a dog.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, I can let
Close.
her think that till
But we
tomorrow.
told you all this, for what happened last Saturday.
So that I would feel guilty.
No, but you
No,
got
that's
to
not why we
realize
did it.
it
No.
would have been a whole lot better if we just had a podcast.
I understand.
This is a whole lot
So
safer.
next year at this time, when it comes up, hey, we're going to take Daddy out for breakfast for his 85th birthday,
Yeah.
I got to tell him,
Nope.
y'all go, can't go.
Well, no, you
I
gotta
don't
tell
want
them
nothing
you
bad to
gotta-
happen.
That's
We got
not what you do.
Got some guests coming with me.
That's
this
all
time.
you got to do.
That's all
Oh,
you gotta
okay,
say.
okay. There you go. All right.
Yeah,
So-
basically
mind.
what we're saying is we were kind of hurt that we didn't get to go to breakfast. And we
understand.
We
laughed
had
out.
Yes.
we had actually packed up all your boys' gear, and we was gonna go up there and do the episode while y'all ate.
Happened to be at the same place at the same time.
Yeah, and we was going to narrate y'all's eating.
that would've went over
Here
well.
goes Beverly for another piece of ham.
Well, you could have done plenty of that because they was a bunch. It was like, yo, eat something close to you. Quit saying, hand me this and pay. I'm eating. Eat something you got already over there.
They keep putting lima beans in there. Well, that's your misfortune.
Yeah, honestly, also,
If
why
they
don't we
set
have...
the damn bacon down over here, tough shit. Eat something. Eat that gravy they got over there near you.
What are we doing? Why don't we have lazy Susans at all
Yeah.
the table at Dillard House?
That's a
What
good
do we
point.
do in Dillard House?
That is
do
a
better.
very good
Like if
Yeah.
you want more people to come and not have the same situation Earl's family had last weekend,
It's like
Yeah.
one big, like
one big lazy
I mean,
Susan,
The person
lazy
down
Deborah.
here,
I don't care. Whatever,
Katie's husband, Steven, says, could you bring more grits?
yeah,
They do, but they set them down up here next to Mom and Daddy.
yeah.
Yep.
And so now it's got to be, well, pass me. They got to go from Mama to Daddy to Melinda to Ted to Beverly to me to Katie, now to Steve.
Hell, it's like playing a game of telephone. By the time he gets there, you got sausage gravy instead of grits.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
It's cold. My food's sitting there getting cold. 'Cause I ain't eating gravy.
That turned
why
into
did
a
I-
bowl of fruit by the time it got to Steven.
Yeah.
What we
it
do?
just-
Either we do what you're talking about, and we make giant lazy Deborahs.
Yes.
You
could make them in diamonds too. You know what? I don't care. It ain't
Yeah.
got to be a circle.
Oh, it could be a square.
yeah, it could be a square. You know what?
That just
I don't
spins.
care. Yeah.
Or we could put those little, because nobody's using those anymore. Those little trains that go around the bottom of your Christmas tree.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah,
fill up
yeah.
the damn,
Just put
fill
planks
up the, what
on
is
there and
the last one called? The
Caboose,
The
yeah.
caboose, fill up the caboose with cream corn, send
Yeah.
it down to, mom on the end.
Yeah, but just have it just loose.
Just have it moving all the time.
Yeah.
And it's
I
got
need to
all the
scoop
stuff
it out.
on there.
Bite it.
Grits, ham, bacon.
Yeah.
When it goes by, you get what you want.
Yeah, dude.
Japanese
Also,
people
bring the
do
cream
that.
corn to breakfast.
They have like little what do they have?
Plates.
Yeah, but Japanese people have like
Conveyors.
yeah. Yeah.
Woks.
What?
Yes.
A walk,
Yeah.
what you throw the wagon in it.
Yes.
Yeah.
White.
Okay.
They have conveyor. They already have this in place.
Yes.
They're more sophisticated. They built shit that actually is supposed to transport food. I'm talking about using choo-choo trains. Whatever.
It is American ingenuity at its finest.
Yeah, but I like your idea, Big Lazy Deborah.
Yeah, big lazy Deborahs, or
Or
like you said, just conveyors.
When you come in, just dedicate one big thick bitch to stand there and carry shit around the table.
Yep, she's constantly moving it.
You
It's
get
like
waitresses and people bringing you
no,
stuff,
that's
but you
how
have
train
one.
the new waitresses to learn what the menu's like.
Yeah, she has to learn everyone's name quickly.
Dillard House Board of Directors. We can
Yeah.
be of assistance.
Just let us know when you want to meet. You have to learn. How many people went with you? 17, 13,
2, 4,
Two.
6, 8, 8 people.
8 people. You got to learn 8 names within the first 3 minutes of knowing them.
Yep.
And then you have to learn their preferences of Earl doesn't want gravy, Stephen wants grits, Melinda
For
wants
God's
ham.
sakes, if you bring Earl some onions.
Oh,
Yeah.
hell.
Oh, yeah, they knew
Yeah.
better.
I'm
now.
talking about
And
the
walk
Dillard
out.
house would explode.
Yeah, that's what. And then I would like to see that. Honestly,
Yeah.
I would like to see them bring just a big bowl of onions and put near
Put
Earl
right in
and
front
be
of
like,
him.
"This is breakfast. What are you doing?"
So let me see if I've got everything wrapped around in my
Well, now wait a second.
little
Before you
brain.
on this train deal, we have it. It'll be a big long train, and it'll go through the kitchen so they can fill it up.
Yeah.
Bingo.
Then come on out there, go down that table, go around that way, come around this way, back around, back through the kitchen, fill it up again. Everybody, not just one table. Everybody gets what they want as it goes.
No.
Yeah.
I don't
no,
like that idea.
Well,
I'm out.
Or you're going to have a bunch of trains, and you're going to have a conductor for each train,
Yeah.
That's
so
it.
that they don't crash as they go in and out of the
Now
kitchen
that,
to get
I would
refilled.
rather pay for the extra infrastructure
Yes.
for single trains for each table.
Because we've been at the experience that you're talking about at the Brazilian steakhouse.
Yeah, it ain't the same.
Where we all want filet and everybody evidently wants it, and we're the last table, and he's like, "Hey, all I got is the
Ran
fat."
out, yeah.
We're
All
like,
I got.
"Well, I got chicken wings on a skewer, and I got weird sausage that nobody wants. You want some of that?" Like, no, dude, no, no.
So I do have to deviate there we can do them both, and maybe we do a trial run on both, see which one works out better. Just because I don't trust people with my food.
But
so yeah, I mean,
so I paid $42 for breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
I paid $35 for supper, and now I'm going to have to pay whatever the emergency room and 7 stitches cost. So last Saturday,
cost you a
in
buck.
lieu of doing the podcast, has cost me a wad of money.
several $100.
Yeah, basically, next time it's going to be cheaper if we just go eat.
Yes, and I'll just pay for it all, and I'll come out ahead.
Well, I don't.
Hey, let me tell you this too. I almost forgot it, but we're getting the invitation to go on the Joe Rogan show.
That's good. That's,
Joe Rogan don't know it yet, but I mean,
Somebody's working on it.
yeah,
Somebody's putting the.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
Yeah, I'd like to have a conversation with Joe Rogan.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I think he asks good questions.
Yeah, but he wouldn't know what to ask us. He'd be like, "Will you?"
Yeah, who are y'all?
yeah, that's what I said. Who y'all?
who y'all think
What do
y'all
y'all?
are?
What do y'all do? Like, well, not a
Nothing
lot.
much.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Joe Rogan, we peers. We got a podcast too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
that makes us equal.
we were one of
Yeah.
the first 2 podcasts on Spotify with video. You were
being,
first.
You being the front runner.
We were directly after that. So,
There's a connection.
people have thumbs. Most people have thumbs.
Opposable thumbs,
Well,
right?
most
Yeah.
Disposable thumbs.
No.
they're not disposable.
Exactly. That's what I'm
Opposable.
talking about.
Now,
Ask all them animals who don't have them.
how many?
2. You got
No.
one on each hand.
I don't like people that have those hitchhiker thumbs.
Oh, like that
Like
real.
yours.
You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, like that real turned back. Like
Yeah.
yeah,
Like
that
way
real-
back. Like they
Ska.
could reach that thing back and touch the,
Yeah.
I don't like that.
I don't either. I wouldn't like.
I had
looking at
a
Isn't it funny? Isn't it
teacher in school that had that, and she would always be doing just showing your thumbs. I'm like, you are going to hell.
Yeah. Isn't it funny how like that's not even like strange, but isn't it funny how stuff like that makes you uncomfortable?
Oh yeah.
Like there's no reason why a hitchhiker thumb should make me uncomfortable, or somebody having missing a part of their finger.
Right.
But
I'll tell you what makes me uncomfortable. If you have to look at somebody in the face and they got one of them eyes, it goes a different way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I had that situation happen at
It messes me up.
yeah, one of my former jobs that I can't say because I don't want this lady to know, but there was an older lady there who had one of those wandering eyes.
Yeah.
And I got real good at looking at her good one.
Look at her good eye.
That's
How do you figure out which one's the good one?
They don't move. And that wandering one, if you try to follow it, it's like you're following a game of Pong. You're like, oh man, where's it going? Where's it going? I got to keep up. You can't even concentrate on what they're saying.
It's got a mind of
You
its
got to
own.
look at that one that's straight center, even if it's not centered on you. The one that's not moving.
Yeah.
See, I'm
That's
glad
the
you
one.
told me that because every time I get confused. I look at the good eye, look at the other eye, look at the good eye, look at the other eye. And
Which one's the good eye?
So that's the way I'm doing all the time, like
if you
that.
look in
trying
between
to
them,
talk,
you'll get them
you know.
mixed up. So that's what you got to do. You got to make that assessment first. 5 seconds of the conversation, you look, and if that one eye's going like, "Hey, I'm over here," don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. That's a distraction. So
I finally asked her. I said, "Can
Life
you
hack.
see around corners?" I mean,
nothing has ever surprised her, I would imagine.
no,
Oh, you can't sneak up on her for nothing.
no.
Well, I hate it for people that have those afflictions, like the crazy eye and the damn hitchhiking thumb.
Yeah, dude, everybody's got afflictions, though,
Yeah.
Not everybody has them like that. Not saying that. Not all afflictions are equal.
Right.
But, yeah, man. I mean, it's crazy how little stuff like that can make you feel weird.
Yeah, it does.
Well, my mama is missing her index finger on her right hand.
See, that would make me uncomfortable.
And she can do things that would make you feel uncomfortable.
Oh,
She'll
I
put it up to her, it looks like her finger's that far.
Oh,
Or she'll put it up against her mouth.
Oh, yeah, just like in her ear? Oh, dude.
Yeah,
that
oh,
would-
she can mess with you.
Oh, yeah.
now is that
Please
from birth or is that an
No,
accident?
it was an accident. It was I will
Sawmill.
call it an accident. Her
Yeah,
brother
sawmill.
cut it off
She
with an
worked at
axe
Sawmill.
Damn,
when
what?
she was about 3 years old
God.
They cut it off what?
with an axe.
By
They just
accident.
see she didn't need that.
Yeah, well, he figured, you got 9 other good ones.
Yeah, you're going to be fine. You got 2 opposable thumbs and ain't trying to get nowhere.
Yeah,
so,
so-
Yeah, I'm gonna be
Yeah.
honest with you. That logic is solid, though. I feel like because when I was a kid, I remember getting hurt, but
So her
wasn't
daddy cut
nearly
off
as
her
bad.
finger with the axe.
No, her brother.
Oh, that's
Her older
better.
brother. See, they had a Christmas tree.
yeah.
Oh no!
There we go.
Now,
Hold the Christmas tree while I cut it.
well, she
No.
was pointing to say, cut it here. And he
Oh.
said, okay, whack.
And he did cut it there.
Well,
Gosh.
aim
And
might
back
have been-
in them days, they didn't have the technology they have now
To save it.
to save it and make it usable.
Yeah.
They could have sewn it back on, but it would have been, they
Straight.
said it would have been straight.
Black.
It would have been,
Black.
well, I don't know if it would have been black, but she would have not been
Circulation
able
cut
to
off.
Right.
bend it, so it would have been in the way.
Yeah.
They decided they were better off to not have it. The bad part of that was she was right-handed.
Oh,
So she had to be learn to do everything left-handed,
yeah.
which is a chore in itself because you're not
Right.
normally left-handed, like writing and
Yeah.
doing
your brain,
things.
your brain is set up that way.
So
And that happened when she was 30?
3.
33.
3.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Thank God, because if it was 30, if someone cut
it was
off
30
my
or
right hand
33.
right now and I had to learn to use my left hand, you might as well just put me down.
Yep.
I mean, shit.
Like a dang horse.
I
with
First
a
of all, if I'm
leg.
33 pointing at a Christmas tree,
Telling
and
Josh
my brother
where
got
to
an
cut
axe,
it.
I ain't doing that.
right here.
At 33, knowing your brother, you wouldn't have done that
Yeah.
in the first place.
Yeah.
I ain't putting my finger out there while Chuck got accident. Ain't happening.
No.
Ain't happening.
Well, that's insane. Also, I thought, speaking of missing digits, we should get rid of horses.
Oh yeah.
And here, I have pretty sound logic, I think.
Because they don't have fingers.
That's a good point.
Well,
What
add
are they
that to
doing?
the list. Number 1.
Yeah, but horses are basically useless now, other than they're good for looking at. They're good for Budweiser commercials.
And they're good for transportation in Jurassic Park movies.
Yeah.
That's all
But
they do.
what else are horses good for? You see?
Fancy stuff.
No.
Races.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah. But
But even that.
what I'm pitching is a replacement for horses. We're
Greyhounds.
evolving. The world is evolving.
Okay.
You know, we're going from Al Gore won't shut the fuck up about carbon emissions. So now we got to have electric vehicles.
Yep.
So basically,
We got to head it off. We got to head off the next thing.
yeah, we're going
gotta
from
head
gas vehicles, which are awesome, to electric vehicles, which are
Less awesome.
Gonna eventually
Because-
break down.
You got to make the electricity
yes.
to charge the damn thing.
Right.
It's a folly.
retired.
And the laws
Yeah.
of damn mechanics tell you that the more times you have to convert that power source, you lose efficiency. So an electric car is more costly to run than a gas powered.
Exactly.
And when it breaks down, you got to have a gas-powered car to come get it.
Yes.
Yeah. So unless you're in Walmart and they have those little daisy chain scooters.
Yeah.
So what I'm proposing is we get rid of horses permanently.
On the premise of they're useless.
Yes.
Now.
He's going to replace them with something. This is where it's going to get interesting.
Deer. I'm going to replace them with deer.
Genetically modified deer or deer as they are now?
Both.
Mm.
Yeah.
So we're going to make big deer.
We're going to
I
juice
guess
them
deer
up.
are a lot faster than horses, aren't they?
Well, that begs the question, could we use elk?
We could. Yeah. Basically, it's going to be like this. If horses are, horses, I hate them. But
here's-
horses,
We're starting
listen.
to gather that.
See, we getting ready to call out Earl, and that makes me uncomfortable.
yeah.
Because
Why would that change all of a sudden?
Because a deer can jump over a 40-foot fence. You know that.
Well,
And
yeah.
and we've been talking about these sproutable fences.
Well, at least 4 foot.
Now they're
I've
going to
seen
have to
one.
be
Yeah.
40, 50 feet tall.
Yeah.
So
Top
Going
dog.
to make them hard to sprout.
so
Take a lot.
nets,
you
strong
might need to
nets.
take a couple weeks off, work on these sproutable fences.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go back to the drawing board
Yeah,
on
we
this.
got
Chainmail.
R&D on this.
But we can replace horses with deer because, and yes, we will modify some for other uses.
Yeah.
And we will also invest a lot of financial, not we, but someone will invest a lot
We
of
already in the
financial
red.
resources.
Well, there are a lot of grants going along,
Yeah.
out there nowadays. I'm sure we could get a grant.
Now, does people eat horse meat?
no,
You know,
France.
not,
they do.
yeah,
America, no.
French
And we don't
Mexicans.
want to go that route
I
either.
mean, sorry, not Mexicans, people in Mexico
oh,
Yes.
and French people.
Yeah.
they eat
France
horse.
is a delicacy.
Yeah.
In Mexico, it's a necessity.
Yeah, it's what we have, so it's what we eating tonight.
Yes.
But everyone can eat deer. Even if you don't like deer, if you season it correctly, it's fine.
Yes.
French people
I feel
probably
like
make
horse
the,
would be about the same way.
well, that's what I was going to say, you Frenchmen. But French people would make an argument for that. But deer are eatable. They are faster than horses. They are more elusive than horses, so they will require training.
More. I was going to say that's more of a con. Maybe not mention that on the pro.
Well, if they need to, like, I don't know, if you had to play like a real big game of hide and seek with
well,
them.
yeah. Or if you didn't, you don't want history repeating itself. Someone coming along and not liking deer.
Yeah.
So you can't round them up as well as horses.
Exactly.
To exterminate.
Horses, you wave a carrot in front of a horse, he's like, oh, hey, and he comes and gets it.
Yeah.
You know, you wave a carrot in front of a deer, he's like, what's that idiot doing?
Yeah. Yeah, he
I'm,
runs off.
I'm running.
Yeah.
I'm jumping
So-
over this tree.
So get us to the advantages of having a deer over a horse.
Deer, faster, smarter, cuter, better tasting. There are more of them.
There are more, I think. Probably.
And unfortunately, it's going to piss off some hunters, but you're going to have to stop killing so many of them.
Yeah, maybe you just get
Well,
less,
you just
less deer
They
taking.
just hunt horses.
Yeah, bingo. No,
So
I
we're
do
gonna,
like that.
We're going to reverse the horse deer
Yes.
population and let the horses run wild and have horse season.
Yep.
Domesticate the deer
Yep.
and use them for Budweiser commercials, and the people up in Pennsylvania is going to have to attach their carriage to them.
They're going to get there so much quicker.
They're going to be
Yes.
faster.
But now
They're going to take more deer, but they're going to get there way faster.
But now here's one
And they're gonna
problem
get to feel
I
like
got
Santa.
to start with. Okay, every deer I've ever seen, they all look exactly alike.
Mm-hmm.
One of them might have extra horn up there or something. I don't know. But
Yeah.
they all look just alike. So I mean, how you gonna distinguish between, like you got Arabian horses and you got Clydesdales and you got
And you get the regular working
Pintos and you got
horses.
Vegas and all this.
We're gonna put coats on them. Like we're gonna make coats for deer,
vests.
for
Hang on.
domesticated ones. The ones that are loose and are like, we're gonna tattoo
Wait a second,
them.
you're gonna make coats for domesticated deers, right?
Yep.
Like a sweater.
So like if somebody has a horse farm now, they're not gonna have that any longer. They're gonna have a deer farm,
Ah.
and they're gonna get like sweaters,
Yeah, well,
coats.
you could do, like the
fashionable
horse blankets.
accessories.
You could get like 3 deer blankets out of one horse blanket.
Oh yeah,
You just got to be a seamstress. So
yeah.
there are going to be a lot of skills learned.
And
during
why was
this-
we
during
doing this to start
transition.
with?
Well, horses are useless, and I don't like them. But
There we go. Now we're getting to the real issue.
the overall reason that I think this would be a good idea is because the world's evolving, and if we don't, take the reins on this one,
Get ahead of the curve.
yeah, somebody's going to suggest, oh, let's make, Teletubbies the new horse.
So I guess what you're saying is we need to go ahead now, and start planning for a deer blanket factory.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we're getting ahead of the
And
game.
we should tattoo them also, like shave them and tattoo them instead of like, they brand horses or cows or whatever, or that they tag their ears. I think we go different. I think we make them unique, so you can tell them apart by the really distinct tattoos.
Well, you could also let them have a little bit of, their own personality. Maybe do gauges.
Yeah,
Maybe do gauges.
Well,
for 'em in their
how many
ear.
deer does it take to replace one horse? Because mechanical power
yeah,
horsepower.
is kind of measured in horsepower.
It's 6.3.
Yeah, 6.3 deer power.
6.3
equals
deer
1
per
horsepower.
horse.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the.
So basically, if you have 1,000 horsepower, you have 6,300 deer power.
You would need that to power your application.
Yeah.
Whatever you're trying to do.
So if you got 8 Clydesdales pulling the big beer wagon, you're gonna need 8 times 6
64.
is you're gonna need a lot of
Somewhere
deer.
around
Yeah.
48.
You're gonna need
You're
about
gonna need
50
somewhere between
55
50
deer.
and 75 deer.
Yeah.
The science isn't settled on that yet. We're still working on the mathematic part of
Oh,
it. But
it's not settled yet.
yeah, it's not settled quite yet. We're almost there.
Because you know how we think about science.
Yeah, but we don't do it. We're
We
not
love
scientists.
doing science.
And I just thought that it would be a good thing for the world to not have to deal with horses anymore. You got to put shoes on them. Deer ain't out here bitching about shoes,
Yeah.
Dude,
If a deer wants a pair of Jordans, they'll just buy them on their own.
or they'll just, run through the glass at a Foot Locker and go get them.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not.
Yeah, you also don't have to, nail them into their hoof.
No,
It's not a permanent shoe kind of.
no. And deer have like
Maybe change them, but
smaller little hooves than horses.
yeah,
Horse hooves are, what are you doing?
dude, they're made for the kicking.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
why they're probably. Let's be honest, it's probably a public safety hazard, if not a national security issue, with these horses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
It
that's
comes down
why,
to that, has it?
Look, if all the horses in America went and tried to kick one person,
yeah.
we would have so many casualties because
Oh.
of the old people that they would kick
Yeah.
because they can't run.
Can't run
Yeah.
away.
You can't run.
They're not going to hear them coming.
If all the horses got together and staged a coup, we'd
Yeah.
be in trouble. That's what
Luckily,
I'm
they're
saying.
too stupid for that. So,
Luckily.
but also, there's going to be no season for horse hunting. You can horse hunt any
Anytime.
time of the day, any time of the year. You see it, you shoot it. That's the motto.
Yeah.
I got shirts made already
You
to
know,
say
spotlight it. Great, do it.
Yeah.
Don't let it see you coming.
that. Yeah, you're going to dump a bunch of carrots in your yard. Who cares?
Yeah,
But yeah, horses are out. Deer are in. Also, elk, moose, and what's that other big animal?
Caribou.
Yeah,
Quail.
those are also in.
yeah.
So horses is out. We'll keep zebras. They're pretty cool looking.
Well, they're the artist of the horse world.
Yeah.
You got to keep them. They're the starving artists who don't really, do much, but
We'll keep zebras.
We need-
We'll also keep. Is an antelope a horse or a deer?
no, that's a type of gazelle, I think.
Yeah. Is that a horse?
No.
Okay. We'll keep them. And then what's a yak?
That's a cow. That's closer to a cow, I think. That's a cow with like a big,
Good-
big
big
field
head.
jacket on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a buffalo. A yak isn't a yak?
I thought a yak was like a bull, but with a thick field jacket on. You know,
I thought a
rib,
yak
or
was
maybe
like a
fur.
tall.
Talking about around his head, around his neck, round in there.
Yeah, he kind of has a
Yeah.
mane, but he's also mangy.
Yeah.
Like he's not real taken care of. You know, I feel like they're.
And he got two horns, two long horns coming down his head.
Yeah, I think so.
Is that
like
what a yak
steer.
is?
I thought a
think he's in the
yak
steer
was
family.
a tall deer.
A yak?
No, I
Thick,
don't know what
real
you're.
thick, tall. Let me see what a yak is.
I don't know what you're thinking about. Or maybe I'm thinking of the wrong thing. Maybe see.
See, I'm thinking that this is going to get complicated fast.
Well, there's a lot of
The rule book's going to have to be about as thick as a
Well, this you see.
as
I
a
think
Funk Wagnall dictionary, just to say, you know, you got your rules for
Well, yeah,
your
the rule-
yaks and your rules for your antelope,
You
and your
gotta
rules for your
separate.
deer.
You're right.
and-
That's a yak.
yeah, that's a yak. See, doesn't he look like a cow bull combo with a field jacket on,
Mm.
or like
Yeah.
a fur, fur
Yeah.
jacket?
Yeah.
It looks like they shaved this one up top and just let his fur grow down low like it's a skirt.
Like a bed skirt.
Yeah.
Well, when
Yeah.
they was making them that day, the guy that was supposed to do the shaving on the bottom was
Yeah.
that thick.
He was
Yeah.
busy with
So
the
they run
monkey.
through the line and then
Yeah.
got shaved on the top.
Come on, we need you for the monkeys.
I'm busy doing these cows, not cows.
It's overtime.
Not cows.
Yaks.
Yaks.
Those are yaks, guys.
Bottom shaver, get over here and shave his monkey's ass.
So I'm thinking. See, that's what I thought too. Earl, I was like, man, we're gonna need a rule book. We're gonna need this,
Yeah.
a whole thing. But I think we go more about it in a psychological operation way. We eventually make it to where horses are, less than.
Oh, yeah.
Over time, it's kind of like the Mao dynasty over in China. Over time, they just took over, and everybody thinks like, oh, hey, we're communists now.
Yeah.
Eventually, they just, accepted it. Eventually, people will accept that horses aren't useful anymore. It might take a couple years to get there, because people love horses.
Well, we'll start them early. I mean, when kids go to kindergarten, they have toy horses in the room. Nuh-uh.
No
We're
more.
banning all those.
Toy
And if
deer.
they are there,
Yeah.
the legs are chopped.
Yeah.
So we let them know they're useless. You don't
Exactly.
even want to play with the toys.
Yeah. And we're not trying to teach them to think less of deformed things, but
No.
we're also teaching them that, hey, you're not going to
If
get a lot
it's
of use out of
horse-
this guy.
If it's a horse and it doesn't have legs, then it is useless. And
Yeah, I
Therefore,
mean-
horses are,
Now, have we run this proposal by anybody from PETA yet?
No, we're kind of trying to skirt the edges on that
kind
one.
of the
and-
antithesis.
You thinking
of
maybe
PETA.
they won't find out about it till it's too late?
Yep, basically.
Exactly.
That's kind of what
it
we're
was.
going for.
Yeah.
Okay.